The week before I had my best race in 3 years, I was 9th at the European Champs. I said, well, at least I managed to get a decent ride in before I stopped cycling. I realised straight away it was pretty bad. And then once I lay still and kind of held my own leg on, it started to not to feel that bad. I'll be all right by next weekend, hopefully. That was my first thoughts. And I thought I'll lay here for a bit and it'll wear off. And then I tried to move a bit and it just was unbelievable pain. And I knew where the pain was, that I'd probably broken the top of my leg on the hip. And I was like, well, you know, that could be it, I think.
Straight after Oli had this accident, the first thing that we had to consider was getting Oli healthy. You know, it's very easy to sort of lose sight of your dreams and what you're trying to do in the future, especially with it being Olympic year in 2012. But to start off with, with an injury like this, you have to look at getting the injury healthy. There's no point in rushing into things. You have to give it a fair amount of time and respect. You can't just go and jump back on the bike. And it is quite easy to get back on the bike because when you're sat on your saddle, you can keep ploughing along because your body's quite stable, but you're not actually working the right muscles. Especially bent forwards in a position where you can't actually use your glute muscles much anyway. One of the biggest problems is the fact that he loses all his mobility around his hip area because of the trauma of the accident and especially after the surgery. So we've actually got to get his some of the bigger muscles in his body, the glute muscles, working more effectively and get really good hip extension so that he can actually start walking normally. And once we've got through that, we can start to get him out on his bike again, working at proper intensity. So we've got a number of exercises that are increasing his flexibility and range of movement, and then giving him that strength in the glute area. And at the same time, we're looking at trying to increase his power as well, so that he's actually got more power than he ever had before. Oli has got huge determination. He's been doing this sport for a long time. He's going to be in it for a lot longer, I'm sure, to come. Everything you ask him to do, I know that he's going to do it, and he's probably going to do even more than he should. So you've almost got to hold him back in some ways. The rehabilitation exercises that we're doing with him, just to point out that they're not things that a normal person could do after the same type of injury or operation, because they just simply wouldn't be strong enough. So we have that huge advantage to start with. Everybody that's helping Oli's under a fair bit of pressure because with the Olympics next year, our big target will be to have him ready for the start of March and in World Cup peak condition, so that he can really give it his best shot possible in the first 3 or 4 races of the year, get as many points as he can, and be on the road to getting in the Olympics.